We got new beer, at least new to me beer, but also new sub-style of beer to me, with something that doesn't sound super appetizing, but I've heard they're not too bad. So let's just do this, guys. Beer, 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 beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Maple Brewski, from the Brewski Review. And today the beer that I have for you guys is by the Barley Days Brewing Company Barley Days Brewery, sorry. They are out in Picton, Ontario. And today we are trying their Scrimshaw Oyster Stout. Yes, you did indeed hear correctly. Oyster Stout. And if you're wondering, oh, it's probably just the name of the style. There's no oysters in here. Well, I'm sorry to say, but that there are. They said, I'm gonna skip forward a little bit, that this beer, when they were brewing it, where did it say? Where did it say? What? It do not say no more. Oh, it does. 1,000 whole oysters were added to the brew during the boil. Now me, I've never had oysters. I have no desire to eat oysters. I'm not a big shellfish kind of guy for one. And also oysters just look very, mucusy. And I'm also a very textured kind of guy. And that, no, big no. So a little nervous about this beer. But I've heard good things about oyster stouts. This is coming in at 4.5% alcohol by volume, 25 IBUs. I'm excited though. So let's crack this bad boy open. Let's see what we got. Kind of nervous. Rouge River, fat style, tulip glass. What could go wrong? I mean, it is a stout after all. With oysters. Oysters. Oh, that's weird. Looking at the beer, fairly dark, nice brown head on top. Can't see through it, can only see my reflection. I'm looking pretty, so we're all good there. Nervous. How smell? Not really. For one, I have no idea what oysters smell like. I've never gotten that close to them. It doesn't smell fishy at all. It actually just smells like a regular old stout. Because the other side is an Irish dry. Yeah, it's a dry Irish with oysters. So you're getting your chocolates, your coffees, your roastiness out of it, a little sweet molasses, somewhat of a dark chocolate covered sweet biscuit. Yeah, roasty, chocolatey, coffee, biscuity, more or less it on the nose. I'm not getting anything that makes it stand out to be an oyster stout. So we're just gonna have a sip, see what happens. There is something there. My buddy Chris, who you've seen in these videos, he's had this beer maybe last week, I think it was, and he said that it's there is a brininess to it. I guess that's what's coming from the oysters. And there is a note in here that doesn't fit the typical stout profile, and I'm guessing that's that brininess. I have nothing else to compare it to. I don't know how to describe it. It's like semi-sweet, semi-dry, semi-blandy bitter, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm intrigued though. I gotta learn more. I don't know how I feel about that brine yet. Cheers everybody. Let's keep on drinking. So initially, chocolate, coffee, and then you're kind of getting a little bit of the molasses, but you're getting what I'm assuming is that brininess coming in more from the tail end of the midsection to the rest of the finish with underlying roasty notes. And it's weird. It's yeah, it's airy but semi-sweet, but kind of bitter and almost a little. It's not shellfishy. I don't know how to describe brininess. It's something I've never come across before. It's different. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, it's like absence of. It's like a big hole comes in, but around the hole are still the stout flavors, and then this is just I guess a brine flavor. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not bad of a stout. It's not as intense as one might think, but then again, it is 4.5%. But then again, even dry Irish stouts seem to have just a little bit more punch to them, but it's not bad. It's a little airy. Seems to be when that brininess comes in. It makes the beer a little airy, a little bland, per se. So, really interesting stuff. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. It's good. It's roasty. It's chocolatey. It's coffee. It's a moderate to full body, but not a heavy beer. A fairly light stout or beer when you think about stouts. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about that brininess, that emptiness. It seems to just punch a hole through the beginning of the flavor profile. I don't know yet, but it is good. I think it's just me more wrapping my head around the fact that there were oysters in the beer making process of this beer, which kind of makes me gee a little bit, but hey, it's not bad. Barley Days Brewery, Scrimshaw Oyster Stout, brewed in Prince Edward County, 4.5% alcohol by volume. Premium quality beer, established 2007 small batch craft beer. Ingredients: water, barley, oats, wheat, hops, oysters, and yeast. It's all the information you get. No canned on date, no packaged on date. None of that information. So when was this beer brewed? When is it gonna be gone out of its prime? I do not know. A big problem I have. But nothing else on the can, just the very black and white sort of logo, and it's a sticker. The rest of the can is just a regular old aluminum can. But the website, on the other hand, does have a little bit of information. First of all, the website is looking kind of basic, to be honest, not super flashy by any means. Looks a little outdated, but that's just my opinion. The description on here is: Oyster Stout is a full-bodied, dry Irish stout that has notes of chocolate and coffee, a velvety texture with a subtle oyster undertones. 1,000 whole oysters were added to the brew during the boil, shells and all, creating a unique and flavorful stout. This is an eminently drinkable stout, and will be an ideal drink of choice as fall and winter approaches. Thankfully, fall and winter are not approaching. We are just creeping into summer in about 11 days now. So, thank God we just finished a long winter. But it's an interesting stout. One thing about it, though, too, is that since it's not a heavy stout, it is still enjoyable on a hot summer's day. Maybe not, midday, but in the evening, at night, maybe by a campfire or something. This stout and maybe some campfire marshmallows, or even better, s'mores. You are good to go. That's why I like this stout for that. Very, very beautiful. Well done. On Untapped, Scrimshaw Oyster Stout has been given a 3.6 bottle caps out of 5, and that's out of just over 1,000 ratings. So good amount of people have enjoyed it. They're showing it at 4% and 25 IBUs on Untapped, but it's 4.5 and 25 IBUs. So you get the extra 0.5%. Doesn't mean much, but at the same time, it does. Yeah, not a bad stout. It is a little airy on the tail end of the sip, but the roastiness carries on, leaves you with that nice, like, just subtle roastiness. It's solid, doesn't hamper you down, doesn't feel weighty in the stomach. So those are all great points. I'm coming around with this stout. I quite enjoy it. It's on the lighter end, but I can definitely get behind that because there's not really many lighter options for stouts, and this is definitely a good one. As for price, for a single can off the Barley Days Brewery website, they're selling it for $3.25 for the 473 ml can. So not a bad price, more or less right in the middle, right on the averages it seems to be. So no problems with that either. Pretty good stuff. I'm going to finish it up here though. I'm a little thirsty. Cheers everybody. Well, let's get right to ratings and wrap this thing up. Barley Days Scrimshaw Oyster Stout. Thank you for being the inaugural Oyster Stout into my beer drinking career. It's fairly tasty. It is fairly tasty. The roastiness, the chocolate, the coffees, a little molassesy on the nose, and then the beautiful dark chocolate covered biscuits on the nose. Those don't really translate too much into the sip. It's more chocolate, coffee, and I guess that brininess, and then a nice roasty sort of hug with everything. So it works out fairly well, and like I've said before, it doesn't weigh you down in the stomach. So that's just another added bonus. Overall, Scrimshaw Oyster Stout gets a solid 8 out of 10 for me. As for presentation, there's not a lot of information going on here, so I can't really give it a high score. But you do have ingredients, which I do appreciate. ABV, obviously. And a nice description on the website. Website does look a little outdated, but other than that, not too bad. Just missing a bunch of information. Can only give the presentation about a 5 out of 10. Before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers you want to review in the future, leave all of that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like this video or subscribe to me, Mate Brewski, would be greatly appreciated as well. And with all that said, that's going to do it for me, Mate Brewski. Like I said, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers. Who would have thunk oysters in a beer actually kinda works? I don't know where I'm going with this little tune in my head, cause it changes up every second. Cheers.